It's finally done. The Way Coach website is complete. And if you check out my latest video, I actually have the whole setup and the colors dialed in, and this camera is freaking awesome. So that's a plus. Anyway, I'm going to start launching this with XCloud from the staging to the actual production site. And I'm going to give you a little tour of it because if you haven't checked out XCloud, it's pretty awesome. So let's go. All right, so check this out. This is the Way Co-op faith-based learning through biblical principles and STEM. I built this entire website with um, Thrive themes, and love how it came out. We got all the content was set up. This was a great workflow, which I'll do another video on the workflow on how to get the website exactly how you want it. But this was it. So I've got tutorials. I've got the what's cool about Thrive Themes is it integrates the webhook. So I was able to use the webhook with the custom CRM that I built on Cursor. And now all of these emails and everything ties into the CRM platform, creating a new list and a new contact on it. So it's pretty awesome. It's just working really good. Yeah, and then I have everything here working great. We've got home, the services page, the actual co-op page, and then we've got a bunch of resources, which is going to be the blog. And then of course they could schedule a call, and it's going to be awesome. So the Way Coach for Kids, the Way Co-op is done. Now this is actually on a staging site. So we're going to log into XCloud, and I'm going to give you a brief rundown on it. We're going to log in, and I'm going to show you how simple it is to create the staging site, to create the development site, and you might be familiar with that process. If not, it's literally the click of a button. So let's go head over to xCloud and let's check that out so that we can make this website live. Let's go. And this right here is the XCloud. Bum bum bum. So what's super cool about this is they literally just launched their OpenClaw plus XCloud. So if you're in the AI space and all this craziness that's going on, OpenClaw is basically like AI agent bot that runs on its own server and does its own thing. So you kind of want to keep it tight. You don't want it to go run loose everywhere. So you can actually deploy OpenClaw with an xCloud server, and it says right here 24 bucks a month, which is pretty cool because I know a lot of people are getting the Mac Mini M2s and they're getting their private environments to run these things. I personally haven't tried it. I really don't have a need for it, but I got a buddy who's all over this. So maybe I could get him on and then talk to you guys about it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But so you've got managed, oops, close that. You've got managed OpenClaw hosting plus Laravel, cloud servers, the whole nine. And this is pretty much like, I don't know if you've ever used Cloudways. It's like a mask over different servers. So you can actually get servers from Vulture, from Hostinger. I hope I'm saying that right. From what is it? Google Cloud, Akamai, AWS, DigitalOcean, all of these things, and then XCloud is what actually manages that server if you don't have the hosting technical skills like hello me over here. So you can use this. You could build it on Vulture first, and I think Vulture is like $3 a month if you want to see what they cost. Let's see Vulture pricing. Let's see what this pricing is. Yep, blah, 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 blah. So 60 cents an hour. What do they have? CDN, databases, cloud computing. This is probably what you want. Yeah, it starts at 250 a month for something small. And then obviously the more you go up, so you could get a nice server for 20 bucks a month and then get xCloud and put it over it to run that server. So it ends up being like super, super cheap. If you want to get technical like that, if you don't need to do that. You can just use the xCloud managed servers, which is what I do because I really just don't feel like dealing with all these different platforms. And their pricing is pretty solid. You can have xCloud managed server. So for 45 bucks a month, I can get a 4 CPU, 4 terabyte bandwidth, unlimited sites, 160 gigabyte SSD, and 8 gigs of RAM. That's not bad. Like, that's a great price. I can even go smaller if I don't wanna spend that much, and for 12 bucks a month, look, I've got a 2 gigabyte of RAM, 55 gigabyte SSD, it all depends on the sites that you're hosting and what you're doing. Or you can do the self-manage, which is, I've got the Vultr server, and now I just want this, and it's free for 10 sites. So, you can't beat free, man. Pay for the Vultr server, add it for free, and then add up to 10 sites on that. Like, that's probably the cheapest hosting you're gonna get with the most flexibility and all the stuff that comes with this. So, let me log in and then show you what the inside looks like. All right, so I've got a lot of stuff on here. I don't know what I can and can't show as far as what leaves me open to vulnerability. So I'm not going to show everything, but just know you have your main server, you have all different servers that you can set up. Your dashboard shows you your billing information, how many sites you have. You could have multiple servers here on the side, different sites. You have different add-ons. Your billing, you could be a reseller if you're reselling this to someone else. And right now I'm in a site. This is the staging site. And you can see right here it says staging. There's also the different views. So I have the dark view and I can change it to the light theme. Close your eyes, it's gonna get bright. Ugh. This is the light theme, but I don't know. Maybe only I think only crazy people might do that. So I like the dark theme. You've got the staging environments, you got the domains, WordPress with WP config. There's just so much stuff that you could do here without constantly having to log into every single thing. And you've got the magic login button that you can set up. Look, log in using XCloud email account for the first admin, use a different email to log in. You literally click this and it just logs in and it works out awesome. You've got this is the server information. I have an open Lightspeed server. Um, IP address, I might blank that out. Let's see, resources, backups. I could do daily backups if I want. You just got to set it up. Performance, desktop, mobile. It's just got a lot of information. Caching is already there. Let's see, monitoring, security, all the fun stuff. Plus, you can update everything from here. So if I want to update the plugins, I literally just go in and update the plugins. Now, with all of that said, because I'm on staging, I want to go ahead and I want to push this to the live site. And I'm going to show you how easy this is. Check this out. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on manage staging. And that's it. That's literally it. I could pull data from production to staging, meaning my live site. I could pull it into my staging site so I could do whatever I want. Or I can push data from staging to production, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the entire staging site and I'm going to push it to the site that is live. So this way, it's going to take over what is there. So right now, this is my staging site. And then this is this is the live site. So you could tell like huge difference. Both were built on Thrive themes, but this is what we're doing. We're going to replace that with the new site. So let's go ahead, push the data because everything is going. We're going to push the files and we're going to push the database. Overwrite everything. We're not doing incremental. And we're going to push the database full because we're overriding everything. Yep. Take a backup of your production site before changes. Absolutely. So this way, if it does go live and something's messed up or whatever, there's already a backup. So I do pay extra for the backup. I think it's like $4 or $6, so that everything is backed up consistently. So you can get it without the backups if you want. If you have your own backup solution, you don't have to get the server side backup. I just think it's a good idea. So I would say go ahead and get it. All right, push to production. Let's let this thing roll, and then I'll come back once it's live. All right, so while that thing is pushing and doing its thing, I just decided to click around a little bit, and I wanted to show you what this actually can do. Because after you set up your server and you want to add a new website, you just click. There's a blue button. It just says "Add new website." You pick the server, and then you have these options right here, which is WordPress, custom PHP, Laravel, Node.js, which is fire. Lovable now, I didn't even know they just added that, and then one-click apps. And the coolest thing about this is I didn't know that they had Lovable, but with Node.js, you can clone a Git repository. This is how I host my CRM that I did in Cursor. you can have a clone repository and then push it every time you make changes. Whenever you push to the main branch of your Git repository, it updates the website. So I'm constantly on Cursor making updates. And then if I see it on my local and it's perfect, I'll say push these changes. It goes up with Node.js and then it automatically makes the site live. So I'm able to host all of my vibe coding projects on this. And they also have their own way to host Supabase. So if I go to one click apps, let me see if they have it here. Bam, Supabase. So I can actually host my own Supabase without using the paid versions. And because I have the whole hosting environment, I can host my own Supabase instances here on XCloud, which is awesome. Keep in mind though, you see it right here, it says requires a Docker stack. So when you're creating your server, you just got to make sure that you tell it that you need that in order for it to use. This wasn't available when I first created my server. So unfortunately, I don't have it now. I would have to create a new server that would just be specifically for Supabase. But that's fine because a new server is just could cost me like $6 a month. And then for $6 a month, I have my own Supabase that I can tie into Cursor and start vibe coding and just now everything is under my control, right? I control the files, I control the Git, and now I control the database, and I don't have to rely on third party to do everything, or if something messes up, or whatever the case. Or if I get too big, then I have to pay this third party. I could just expand on my own hosting environment and do it there. So it's awesome. So you got Superbase, you've got OpenClaw, WireGuard, Libre Chat, which is what is that? Open source Chat GPT alternative. I've never tried it. I heard Olama is another one. Okay. I mean, if you want, like, go for it. Mautic, which is an automation system, open source automation system, like that's pretty awesome. It's got a bunch of stuff, and they keep adding and make it better. N8N is another one. It's just awesome. So I didn't know they had Lovable. That's pretty sweet. Laravel, custom PHP, and of course, WordPress. You can just create a new site, migrate an existing WordPress site, which really works flawlessly, upload a website, full server, recreate from a backup. So you have a lot of different options of the different kinds of sites that you want to make. And I think this is what makes xCloud just phenomenal. And it's also super easy to set up when you go to set up a server. It's literally just follow the wizard. It's like, well, what do you want? And you say, okay, I want this one, and they'll say it's $20 a month. You say, fine, go, and then you just create your server. So I just love this platform. So it's really good. If you haven't checked it out, check out xCloud. It's I'll put the link in the description. And no, this is not sponsored by xCloud, but xCloud, feel free, hit me up. All right. So one little caveat. So when I pushed it, I ran into some errors because I accidentally did this. I overrode everything in the files, and sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's not. So apparently my files on my staging server mixed with my style files on the live site, and everything just kind of got jacked up with API keys and all that stuff. So I restored the backup, and instead of clicking overwrite, I just did incremental, which means any new files it'll upload, but it'll keep the old files. And that's fine because then you could just go on your website. If you have to update anything, just update it and you're good to go. So click on incremental and then you could do the database as well. I did that. And now the site, check it out. This is the live site right here. We are good to go. Got the home page. Everything is set up. Everything is working perfect. We've got reserve my spot, join the wait list, tuition, scholarships. They can reserve the spot right there. There's me and everybody, and schedule a call. And this, I'm just using TidyCal, which I'm going to update this for something that makes more sense. But everything else works. Got the blog. We are good to go. So check out xCloud. I hope you enjoyed this journey with the Way Coach for Kids. I'm probably going to connect the WordPress MCP server in my next video. I'm not sure because here's a little sneak preview. Now that the Way Coach for Kids is done, the next step is going to be Full Quiver Coffee, which is going to be a full service hub for families where We've got the kids taken care of at the Way Coach for kids, and now Full Quiver Coffee is going to be a way for the parents and community to get together, fellowship, and not only that, I'm going to have a lot of different courses on here, including AI courses, WordPress courses, biblical courses, and if you're a part of the community, you're going to get access to all of them, so you can ask questions, learn, and it's going to be great. Or you could buy the courses individually, but I have a couple here, um, launch a paid community, entrepreneur accelerator, all the fun stuff. So that's it. That's all I got for now. God bless. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for sticking with me. Take care.